As the May the 1st local elections loom, Kemi Badenoch finds herself in a paradoxical position, determined to appear decisive yet unmistakably hedging her bet. She says categorically no deals with Reform UK, and yet the door to local coalitions is left conspicuously ajar. Indeed, she talks about it. It's a political semaphore signalling both resolve and retreat, depending on where you're standing, because, let's face it, Kemi Badenoch doesn't have the slightest idea what to do. She hasn't had any idea what to do since she was elected leader of the opposition. You only have to look at her appalling behaviour and performance in PMQs week after tiresome week. And here you've got it again. As Boris levers up to finding a safe seat in Parliament and challenging her directly, Kemi Badenoch is looking around to see what way she can jump so that she can at least say, well, she's not as bad as Liz Truss. We have to be under no illusion. The Conservative Party is preparing for a disaster. It's going to be a disaster! Brace! Brace! Well, after the drubbing of 2024, even Badenoch herself concedes that if you transpose the general election result onto the local contests, we lose almost every single one. Her rhetoric is equal parts realism, self-preservation, and unintended mockery. And so she dangles an olive branch, not nationally, heavens no, but locally. It's like teabagging, but you don't get to rerun an election, she says, which is true. You just get to lie on the sand looking hopeful. You cling on by your fingernails, preferably with a little help from your enemies. Badenoch has stated factly, I was not made leader of the Conservative Party to give it away to Reform. No, she's given it away to practically everybody. And there is almost nothing left to give to Reform, even if Reform was interested in taking it. But this defiant line of Badenoch's is immediately followed by the caveat, local leaders must do what is right for the people in their area. What does this mean in practice? Well, imagine Conservative and Reform councillors cobbling together a budget in a struggling county council. They shake hands, it's a deal, not officially. It's merely a working relationship. You see, no pact, just pragmatism. Actually, the problem is Reform UK is dying, and because it has no future. It has no future without Nigel Farage, and Nigel Farage is revealed week after week as somebody who carries a lot of inappropriate baggage somehow. I mean, he's a great orator. He's the best orator, the best speaker that we've got. Probably the best speaker that we've had in the Commons in probably 50 years. I can't think of anybody else who I would place up there with him except possibly Enoch Powell or Michael Foot. That doesn't necessarily put him in great company, does it? But nevertheless, those are the true great orators of my age, and I can't think of anybody at the moment who could eclipse Farage. And yet Farage has baggage. He may not necessarily be a racist himself, but he indulges racism and racist people because he seems to be sort of blinkered to what they're doing. He seems unaware of it. And he thinks that racism, if racism isn't explicitly stated as an intention, it's not really there. I don't know. They don't seem to me to be racist. They don't seem to me to be bad chaps. I have a pull a pint, sit down, and let's have a chin wag. Well, that's okay. All boys together. Kemi Badenoch, come on. It's precisely the ambiguity of all this stuff. They shake hands, and shake hands, cross swords, let's get on with it. Badenoch knows she's on the way out. She won't say it, but she can feel it. I can feel it. That's a wrong voice, Badenoch. There we are. And in the dying days of the empire, there's often a temptation to outsource the collapse. And that's all it is. Nigel Farage, of course, sees it for what it is, because Nigel Farage, quite apart from being a brilliant orator, is, of course, extraordinarily perspicacious. And he knows. Kemi Badenoch, this is a plea dressed up as protocol. He's not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not shallow. And Reform, he says, has no intention of forming coalitions with the Tories at any level. Why would he? The Tories are toxic to his brand. And he spent years arguing that they've broken Britain. And yet he cannot resist a tease. He talks about working relationships with pragmatic people. It's political coquetry of the highest order. It's a form of come on. The two of them circling each other like dancers in a grim waltz, like prostitutes offering each other a towel, each pretending they're not interested while checking to see if the other's still in the room. The stakes are quite high, and the Conservatives are defending more than 1,000 council seats, and polling suggests they may lose half of those. In rural England, Reform is surging, often fielding ex-Tory candidates. They're contesting almost every available seat this time, up from just 12% last year. In fact, Reform claims it's contesting more seats than any other party. So when Badenoch says local Tories should do what is right for the people, what she really means is do what you must to survive. Just don't make it official. Brace! Brace! It's going to be a disaster. It's a curious doctrine. Fidelity at a national level, infidelity at the local level. And that's what happens when you're governing from the emergency exit. The problem is that the public notices all this nonsense. They can see the red light buzzing. Labour's Ellie Reeves has already pounced, saying a vote for Reform or the Conservatives is a vote for more Tory chaos. And the Liberal Dems are circling the wreckage too, noting quite effectively that they couldn't put a cigarette paper between Badenoch and Farage on policy. Well, they could on competence. And I'm afraid it's not the leader of the opposition who has the competence. Indeed, on migration, crime, culture wars, and even economic rhetoric, the ideological overlap is unmistakable. Badenoch says she won't compromise Conservative values, but those values now look suspiciously like Reform's policy manifesto with a blue rosette. So where does it leave us? It leaves us with a party that knows it's hemorrhaging power, hedging its principles, flirting with the very force that wants to bury it, and Kemi Badenoch is trying to keep the Conservative House standing by renting out rooms to the arsonist next door. She won't cut a deal with Farage, but she's willing to act surprised if one happens anyway. And Reform, they'll take what influence they can without dirtying their hands with formal agreements. It's not a pact, it's a pantomime, and for voters, the curtain is just lifting in time. Or maybe it's not even the curtain, maybe it's the skirts of nonsense, the skirts that are revealing the rather bony ankles of the main players.